Okay, what is up there, YouTube? This is J-Man Time, and today I have a strange video for you guys today. Many of you have heard of the infamous KillDozer built by Martin Heemeyer in June 2004, which was a large improvised armored tank that was constructed from a large Caterpillar bulldozer system. That system was later used to bulldoze many buildings in the city in which Marvin Heemeyer lived, and he later went on a rampage, a bloodless rampage, destroying many vehicles, including police vehicles, in the process. Now, Martin Heemeyer's KillDozer went down in legend, but he wasn't the only one to have a KillDozer, or improvised armored fighting vehicle, constructed either from construction vehicles or street cleaning vehicles in this case. Let me tell you about the story of the Venetian KillDozers, or the homemade armored fighting vehicles of a Venetian ultranationalist separatist militant group based in the city of Venice between 1997 and 2014. Now, in the city of Venice, Italy, there actually exists a militant organization, a separatist movement, by the name of the VSG, which stands for the Venetian Most Serene Government. And this is actually a ultranationalist separatist militant group that was founded in the 80s by a man named Luigi Fasci and Flavio Contini in the city of Venice, with the ultimate goal of turning Venice into a separate city-state, similarly to how Venice was many centuries ago. Now, this group has staged many protests against the Italian government over the last few decades, but on two occasions, this group actually used two homemade infantry armored fighting vehicles with the goal of seizing Venice for themselves and with the goal of sparking a ultranationalist revolution against Italy's control of Venice. Now, if you don't know, Venice was incorporated into Italy in the 1860s, and there are some Venetians, a very minority, that want Venice to go back to being an independent city-state like it was many centuries ago. So in the year 1997, the VSG, or the Venetian Most Serene Government separatist group, actually constructed its first KillDozer, or homemade armored fighting vehicle, constructed using a construction vehicle, a road-clearing construction vehicle. And its first vehicle was known as the Tanko. And the Tanko was an improvised six-wheeled armored personnel carrier / ramming vehicle that was constructed using a portion of an Italian roadside clearing vehicle used by an unnamed construction company. Now, this vehicle was fitted with at least 5 to 10 millimeters of armor, and its main armament seems to be either some sort of water cannon or some other projectile device that's not a gun or an actual cannon. Most likely either a water cannon or some kind of smoke generator. The vehicle was unveiled during a 2-day protest launched by the group and its supporters between the 8th and 9th of May 1997. During this time period, the group, along with some of their supporters, occupied the Piazza San Marco area of Venice in May 1997 with the goal of sparking a pro-separatist Venetian revolution, or a movement for the independence of Venice with the help of the Venetian citizens. But unfortunately, most citizens in Venice don't want to get involved in any revolutionary movements, so nothing happened of this protest. And the homemade tank, the Tanko, was later captured by Venetian / Italian authorities and can actually be seen on display today in the area of St. Mark's Campanile in the city of Venice, and is one of the many tourist destinations in the city to this day. Now, this is actually one of the interesting KillDozers, as unlike the KillDozer built by Martin Heemeyer, this one is more of a six-wheeled armored transport vehicle / ramming vehicle used by this Venetian militant group / ultranationalist group in 1997. But that wasn't the only time this group had constructed a homemade armored fighting vehicle. Many years later, And on the 2nd of April 2014, Venetian police and the Italian Carabinieri had actually confiscated a second Killdozer built by the VSG. And this Killdozer was actually a traditional Killdozer, as it was an armored bulldozer constructed, rebuilt into a armored fighting vehicle. The second Killdozer was much smaller than the one constructed by Martin Heemeyer in 2004, but it was still a Killdozer in the truest sense, a bulldozer meant to cause mass damage or property damage, this time in the city of Venice. The vehicle most likely had a speed of only about 9 to maybe 15 miles per hour. Its armor thickness is largely unknown. The vehicle has no main armament. Unlike the Killdozer used by Martin Heemeyer, which had 2 civilian rifles, semi-automatic rifles, this vehicle has no main armament at all. So this vehicle was most likely a armored ramming vehicle more than an armored fighting vehicle, as the first Killdozer was, or as the American Killdozer was. This vehicle was confiscated by Venetian police and hasn't been seen since 2014. I assume that the vehicle must be in storage somewhere, so it might be put on display in the future, just like the Killdozer constructed by this Venetian VSG ultranational separatist group back in 1997. So these were pretty much the Killdozers of Venice, 2 strange improvised armored fighting vehicles created by a lesser-known Venetian ultranationalist movement known as the Venetian Most Serene Government, or VSG. So what do you think of these 2 Killdozers? If you ask me, they are pretty much one of a kind and are pretty much the only armored fighting vehicles ever constructed in Venice city. Now, keep in mind, these aren't the only Killdozers that have been constructed. In the Syrian Civil War and the war in Libya, both factions or multiple factions in those conflicts have also used the homemade armored bulldozers or rebuilt construction vehicles that have been rebuilt, or construction vehicles that have been rebuilt into homemade infantry fighting vehicles. And even during World War I and II, we also saw some homemade armored bulldozers in those conflicts being used by various factions. So maybe we could go over the Killdozers of the past and present. But until next time, this was a J-Man Time, signing off.